Maya Thompson wiped down the counter for what felt like the 100th time that night. The diner was nearly empty, and the neon sign outside flickered like it was tired, too. She glanced at the clock, 11:47 p.m. Only 13 minutes before closing. Her feet ached, her back hurt, and the tip she'd earned wouldn't even cover half her electric bill. But she forced a smile. She always did. Daniel Reyes sat in his usual booth, stirring lukewarm coffee with a thoughtful look. He was a regular, polite, quiet, always leaving more tip than Maya deserved. He nodded as she passed, offering a gentle smile. "Rough night?" he asked. "Just like every other," Maya answered, trying to laugh it off. Before Daniel could respond, the bell over the door jingled. A woman in a dark coat rushed in, face pale like she'd seen a ghost. Her eyes scanned the diner wildly. Then she dropped into a booth, whispering, "Please, just a moment. I need food to go." Maya had seen people in panic before, mostly those running from bills or breakups. But this woman felt different, fragile, like a secret wrapped in skin. "What can I get you?" Maya asked quietly. "Anything," the woman replied, voice trembling. "Just pack whatever's left. I don't have time." Maya nodded and hurried to the kitchen. Mrs. Collins, the diner owner, muttered, "Don't give away too much. We can't afford charity." Maya ignored her. Something in her heart tugged stronger than rules. She packed warm leftovers into a container, wrapped it neatly, and brought it out. The woman paid in cash, fast, shaky, and without waiting for change. She whispered, "Thank you. You don't know how much this means," and rushed out. The bell chimed behind her like a full stop at the end of a sentence. Midnight hit. Closing time. Maya grabbed her things, including the leftover container she usually took home for herself, the one she thought was hers. The woman's bag must have gotten swapped in the rush. Maya didn't realize the mix-up until she reached her tiny apartment. She set the container on the counter, opened it, and froze. Inside, under a foil-wrapped sandwich, something glimmered. A small baby bracelet, silver, engraved with one name, Amelia. Maya's breath caught. Why would a stranger leave something like this behind? And why did holding it feel like finding a lock with a missing key? She didn't know it yet, but the bracelet would change everything. Maya stared at the bracelet, her heartbeat loud enough to fill the silence of her small apartment. The name Amelia shimmered under the kitchen light, engraved in delicate letters. There was something achingly personal about it, not the kind of thing someone should lose by accident. She turned it over in her palm, noticing tiny charms attached, a star, a tiny heartbeat line, and the letter E. E for who? She whispered to herself. Sleep avoided her like unpaid bills. She kept seeing that woman's frightened eyes, like she was running from something, or someone. By morning, Maya had made up her mind. She had to return the bracelet. She couldn't explain why. She just knew. Back at the diner, the early morning rush was already building. Mrs. Collins barked orders while coffee machines hissed like angry cats. Maya forced herself to focus, but the bracelet kept burning a place in her pocket. Daniel slipped into his usual booth. Maya poured his coffee automatically. "You look like you saw a ghost," he said gently. "Maybe I did," Maya murmured. She hesitated, then pulled the bracelet from her pocket. Daniel's eyes widened. "That's a baby bracelet," he said. "Where did you get it?" Maya explained everything. The woman, the mix-up, the panic in her voice. Daniel listened without interrupting. When she finished, he leaned forward. "That wasn't just someone forgetting a belonging." "She left in fear," he said quietly. "Maya, maybe she needs help." Maya swallowed hard. "I need to find her, but I don't even know her name." Before Daniel could respond, the diner door opened. A new customer entered. Tall, impatient, eyes sharp, like someone searching for trouble. He scanned the room, then marched straight to the counter. "Did a woman come here last night?" he demanded. "Dark coat carrying a bag." Maya froze. Daniel tensed, but stayed quiet. Mrs. Collins answered from behind the counter, arms crossed. "Lots of women come through here. I don't take attendance." The man's jaw tightened. "If she shows up again, tell her I'm looking for her." He slid a card onto the counter and left without ordering. The bell above the door shivered on its hinge. Maya felt cold. She picked up the card. Ethan Ward, private investigator. Her mind raced. Why would a private investigator chase her? What is she running from? That night, as the diner closed, Maya opened the bracelet again. One charm slipped loose, the star. Inside was something she hadn't noticed before, a folded piece of paper, tiny as a thumb. With trembling hands, she unfolded it. "Evelyn Carter, please find me before he does." Maya whispered the name like a spark in the dark. Evelyn Carter. The woman from last night had a name, and she was in danger. Maya suddenly knew she couldn't walk away now. This wasn't an accident. It was a message. Maya folded the tiny note back into the bracelet and tucked it safely into her apron pocket. The name Evelyn Carter echoed in her mind. She didn't know the woman, didn't owe her anything, yet something in her heart refused to let go. Evelyn hadn't just lost the bracelet. She had left it, as a clue, as a plea. By late evening, the diner began to empty. The sky outside bruised into shades of purple and blue, streetlights flickering awake. Maya wiped down a booth when Daniel approached her. "I haven't seen you this tense since the gas bill incident," he said softly. "Whatever you're thinking of doing, you don't have to do it alone." Maya sighed. "Daniel, what if someone's life depends on this? Evelyn gave me a breadcrumb. I can't pretend I didn't see it." Daniel hesitated, then nodded. "Then we follow it." Before Maya could thank him, the bell above the door jingled, and Evelyn stepped inside. Her coat was the same. Her hair was messy, as if she'd walked through a storm. But it was her eyes that made Maya's chest tighten, tired, red-rimmed, and carrying a fear that looked too heavy for one person to bear. Evelyn approached slowly. "The bracelet," she whispered. "You have it." Maya pulled it out carefully, placing it on the table between them. Evelyn's hands trembled as she held it, clutching it to her chest like a lifeline. "That bracelet belonged to my daughter," she said, voice shaking. "Amelia." Maya exchanged a glance with Daniel. "Where is she now? Is she okay?" Evelyn looked down, tears slipping onto her knuckles. "She's gone. Not dead. Taken." She drew a shuddering breath. "By Ethan Ward, the man who came earlier. He was once part of our lives, someone I trusted. When Amelia was born, I thought I could raise her safely. But he wanted control, money, leverage. He tried to use my own baby to trap me." Maya felt her stomach twist. "So you ran?" "I had to," Evelyn whispered. "The bracelet was Amelia's, the only proof I have that she's mine. I hid a note inside in case someone honest found it, someone who might help me." Daniel leaned forward. "Why come back here? It's the first place he'd look." "Because I had nowhere else to go," Evelyn's voice cracked. "And because something told me I could trust you." Maya felt the weight of the moment settle like a stone and a flame at the same time. Fear, yes, but purpose, too. Before she could speak, headlights flashed through the diner windows. A car parked outside. The door handle turned. Ethan Ward stepped in. This time he didn't look like a man searching. He looked like a man who had finally found what he wanted. Ethan Ward stepped into the diner with the quiet certainty of someone who believed the world owed him answers. His eyes swept the room once, then locked onto Evelyn. A slow, practiced smile curved across his face, one that didn't reach his eyes. "There you are," he said calmly. Too calmly. "I've been looking for you." Evelyn stood, the bracelet clutched in her hand. "Stay away from me, Ethan. I'm not going with you." Ethan tilted his head as if speaking to a child. "You don't have a choice, remember? You signed custody over. Amelia is with me legally." Maya stepped forward before she even realized she was moving. "If that were true, you wouldn't be chasing her across the city like a criminal. You'd call the police, not hunt her alone." For a moment, Ethan's confidence cracked. Daniel moved beside Maya, grounding the moment with his quiet resolve. Ethan sighed. "I don't have time for this. Evelyn, you know exactly what you ran from. That baby isn't just—" "She's my daughter," Evelyn snapped, voice breaking. "Not your property, not your way to buy power." Silence filled the diner. Even Mrs. Collins, who'd been watching from behind the counter, froze like a statue. Ethan took a step closer, lowering his voice. "You can't protect her. You don't have the money. You don't have a home. You barely have a life left to offer." Evelyn faltered. And that was when Maya saw it. The guilt, the fear, the exhaustion. She stepped forward and spoke before doubt could shut her up. "She has us," Maya said. "She's not alone." Daniel nodded. "We'll testify. We'll tell the truth. You won't bully her into silence anymore." Mrs. Collins surprised everyone by clearing her throat. "This is a place of business, not intimidation. If you don't leave, I'm calling the police." Ethan's mask slipped entirely, his jaw clenched, anger flashing like a storm. "Fine. You want the courts involved? We'll play that game. But just know, Evelyn, I always win." He turned, pushed open the door, and disappeared into the night, the bell chiming behind him like a final warning. Hours later, the diner was closed. Papers were spread across the counter, legal forms, numbers for lawyers, support services, everything they needed to fight back. Evelyn sat between Maya and Daniel, shoulders trembling but head high. "I thought I had to face this alone," Evelyn whispered. "You don't," Maya replied. "Not anymore." Evelyn opened the bracelet one last time, brushing her thumb over Amelia's name. "One day," she said softly, "I'm going to get her back, and she'll know I never stopped fighting." Maya smiled, tired but hopeful. "And we'll be there when you do." For the first time since the bracelet entered her life, Maya realized something. She may have been a struggling waitress yesterday, but today, she was someone's turning point. Outside, the neon sign flickered, not tired anymore, but glowing like a promise. A new beginning had just begun.